Welcome back with Tackling Autism. In this video, I'd like to talk about how my son Jeremiah could have possibly got autism. Now, there's no real indication on how children are getting autism, or are there exact causes yet as to how your child could have got autism. However, there's a lot of speculation out there, and there's constant research that's being conducted every single day. Now, there is a test out there right now that can determine if your child could have possibly got autism through genetics or through environmental. Now, if it's genetics, that means myself or my husband passed on some type of gene that affected Jeremiah and caused this autism. Now, with this thought, I have older children that do not have autism, and Jeremiah has a twin sister that does not have autism. So, in my mind, the chances of dad and I being the reason why Jeremiah has autism is less likely than it could possibly environmental. Now, with environmental, it's a super gray area because if it's environmental, it could be anything. It could be the metals that we are exposed to, it could be the plastic or the medications that we take. The list just kind of goes on. And if it is environmental, there's no real way of really knowing the root cause of autism at this time. Now, when Jeremiah was first diagnosed, we were offered that blood testing to find out where Jeremiah could have possibly got the autism. Now, the results can kind of go 50-50. Some families are able to find out, some families are still left with no answers. I decided against the testing for two reasons. One, the testing wouldn't change how I felt or dad felt about Jeremiah. We are not going to feel any different if we knew where it came from, and it wouldn't really change anything because this is a lifelong diagnosis. There is no cure, and there's nothing that would change the way that we would continue his future. In addition to that, it was already hard enough hearing the news that my child has autism and it kind of accepting it. I didn't want to add additional sadness to the fact that it was something that dad and I caused. I don't think I could handle knowing that I am the reason why Jeremiah has autism, and one day maybe having to explain that to him. So I decided against it. And I got to thinking recently as I was going through some early videos that I took of the twins that first year of life, and started to wonder where Jeremiah started to change. Because, like I said before, when I initially started to see the changes in Jeremiah, I kept thinking, where did I drop the ball? Why didn't I see this sooner? And when I think about it, I didn't drop the ball. Jeremiah didn't display some of those signs, and I have proof because I found a lot of videos that shows Jeremiah as a typical infant, and I'd like to show you one right now. Take a look. There, look at the super girl and Superman. Super baby, say hi. Oh. Say hello, and look at Harmony's little cape. So cute. Look at her little cape.
Look at my face.
I want to see your back, Harmony. I want to show me your back. She's following me. Say bye-bye. Jeremiah. Jeremiah, say bye-bye. Jeremiah is displaying typical infant characteristics. He is giving me so much eye contact. He is smiling and laughing, and when he crawled away and I called his name, just one time he turned around to look straight at me. That is what I seen his first full year of life. Now I started to wonder as I'm going through videos, when did that start to change? When did Jeremiah go from giving me eye contact to not looking at me at all, or to smiling to not smiling like he used to? And I remembered a period towards his first birthday and all the way into about 13 months where Jeremiah was constantly getting sick. We were constantly in the doctors for asthma, for fevers, and for colds that we couldn't figure out where he was getting them from. We also noticed that he was constantly getting ear infections and getting antibiotics around the clock to help him feel better. Shortly after he started feeling better, Jeremiah started to do this shaking motion, and we were concerned that it could be seizure related. So we went to the doctor, and the doctor referred us to a neurologist. And here's a video clip to show you what the shaking looked like. The neurologist spent about a whole 5 minutes with Jeremiah, and he indicated that what Jeremiah was displaying was not seizure related, but actually showing signs of just being overly excited. Those were the early stages of Jeremiah showing himself being overly stimulated. Now, since that video was taken, Jeremiah started to regress. Jeremiah was not making as much eye contact anymore, was not responding to his name like he used to. The smiling decreased. He started to kind of go into his own space, and then we noticed the characteristics for autism. Then he got his diagnosis. Now, I can't help but to think about his timeline. I know it's a little 2 years and his timeline is very small, but from that first year of life to his second year of life, how much of a difference it is. That first year, he displayed so many typical infant characteristics, and now he's displaying typical autism characteristics. And I can't help to wonder where the switch took place. Now, I'm curious, did something happen around his first birthday when he was so sick that kind of brought that autism characteristic to kind of come around, or was it always there? Did I just not pick up on it? Now, I asked the doctor this, and the doctor says that when children are born with autism, oftentimes the brain will overcompensate and you don't see some of those signs of autism. Eventually, the brain will start to relax, and then those characteristics start to display. Then we're able to pick up on some of those traits that come along with autism. Now, in Jeremiah's case, we were able to see it a lot earlier than most children. And sometimes it can last, some parents don't pick up until they're about 4 or 5. So it just varies. Because I have this curiosity now on what could have possibly happened, I have decided to get the testing done with Jeremiah. In fact, I actually got the testing done last week. Now, we are waiting on the results, but the results can take up to 3 to 4 months because it is a long process. They have to watch certain cells grow, and they have to constantly monitor it and do certain testing. So it takes a while before we get our results. But when we do get our results, I will definitely create a video and kind of go over those and kind of what the doctor has said could be the possible causes to Jeremiah's autism. I'm excited to kind of find out what's going on with him and what happened, but I'm also at the same time kind of nervous. I'm not sure what kind of emotions that's going to bring up, so I will definitely stay tuned with that. Thank you for checking out this video. Please like and subscribe and share. Until next time, take care. Thank you.